Welcome back to Legacy Contracts, and if this is your first time here, we're glad you found us. This channel exists for attorneys who sense that something beneath the surface of their firm isn't quite working, even if it's hard to name. Here, we look beyond surface-level efficiency and into the invisible systems shaping how your firm operates, serves clients, and sustains growth. Through practical insight and honest conversation, we help bring clarity to what's often overlooked, so you can lead with intention, not assumption. If you're interested in building a law firm that's not just functional, but thoughtfully designed, you're in the right place. Let's begin. There's a pattern inside most law firms that isn't always obvious at first. Decisions are made, delegated, moved through the team, and then, somehow, they return. Back to the partner, back to leadership, back to the same point they were supposed to move away from. And when that happens repeatedly, it creates a specific kind of strain. Not because there are too many decisions, but because decisions aren't actually leaving the place they started. Most firms are built on a reasonable assumption that once a decision is made and communicated, it can be carried forward by the team. That delegation distributes responsibility, that structure supports execution, and on the surface, that appears to be happening. Work is assigned, tasks are completed, processes are followed, but underneath that, something else is happening. Decisions are being paused, deferred, rechecked, rerouted, until eventually, they return. This doesn't happen because people aren't capable. It happens because the system is incomplete. Specifically, at the point where decisions require clarification, confirmation, or interpretation. If a team member has to stop and ask, "Is this the right call? Should I proceed? Do I need approval here?" Then the decision hasn't actually been transferred. It's still sitting with the partner, just temporarily held somewhere else. This is where many firms misinterpret what's happening. It looks like delegation, but in reality, it's a decision deferral. The task moves forward, but the authority behind it does not. So what happens? Emails get forwarded upward, questions stack up, work slows down at key moments, and partners become the default checkpoint for everything. Not because they want to be, but because the structure requires it. Every decision returns to the partner when three things are missing. 1. Clear decision boundaries. Where does someone have full authority to act, without checking? 2. Defined criteria. What conditions guide the decision so it doesn't rely on guesswork? 3. Structural confidence. Can the system support the decision without needing validation? If those aren't built into the workflow, then escalation becomes the safest option. And over time, it becomes the default. This doesn't just create inconvenience. It reshapes how the firm operates. Partners become bottlenecks, teams become hesitant, processes become slower under pressure, and the firm starts to rely on availability instead of structure. Which means growth creates more strain, not less. Because every additional case, every new client, every added team member, introduces more decisions that eventually come back. The solution isn't telling people to take more ownership. Ownership without structure creates risk. Instead, the shift is structural. Decisions need to be placed inside the system, not outside of it. That means defining where decisions live at each stage, clarifying what does not require escalation, building criteria that guide action without constant input. When this is done correctly, something changes quietly, but significantly. Decisions stop circulating, they settle, and when they settle in the right place, they stop returning. If you're noticing that decisions keep finding their way back to you, it's not a reflection of your team's capability. It's a reflection of where those decisions are actually designed to live. And once you can see that clearly, you can start to change it, not by doing more, but by structuring differently. We hope today's insight helped bring clarity to something that may have been operating quietly in the background of your firm. Progress doesn't always start with doing more, it often starts with seeing more clearly. Law firms aren't built overnight, they're shaped by the decisions you make once the invisible becomes visible. This is Legacy Contracts, and until next time, keep leading with clarity.